Test.
All right. 5 and 5, 4, 3.
And good morning, golfing world. It's Monday Morning Golf Wrap right here on TGD, TV and radio. Hugh, we're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
You look dapper today.
Well, I was just trying to do what my wife tells me to do, dress properly and look nice and look professional. So that's what I'm doing.
And you're responding.
I am. I do what I'm told.
That you can tell where a little bit of cooler temperatures are in the air.
Yeah, it's especially for me, you know.
Oh, what about for us?
Yeah, but I mean with the Coumadin and stuff, my blood's a little thinner, so you know.
Saturday morning, I'm sitting here going.
I was freezing.
I looked at Jim Fellner Saturday morning, and third hole, I'm going, dude, why are we here?
Oh, I mean, I had the rain pants on. I had the whole 9 yards going. I mean, yeah, you're talking to a guy. I'd rather it be 90 degrees than 55. So.
Yeah, it was like wind chill. The wind picked up, and the wind chill got down to, I think it was like 38, 39 degrees. And
you're trying to teach kids. It gets a little chilly.
You lose the end of your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Quit, and
oh, yeah, the cart heater and the cover's coming out. I've got it. I found it in the garage. It's coming out
I was about to come over to your garage and get it just so I could put it on my cart.
Yep.
Well, for Heather's sake, all right, I'm going to put a quash to all this that's being discussed about Crow Creek.
Okay.
All right?
All right, Heather.
I'm tired of hearing it.
Here's the truth.
I'm tired of hearing it. We took the Saturday golf group out to Crow, thanks to Jimmy and Jack and all the gang out there. It's always good to get back to Crow. That's kind of like our home course.
I mean, it's a great golf course. So, I mean,
I love it. And let's put this to bed right now. Heather, make notes. Take whatever you use this. You can tape this. You can show it to your guest or whatever. Those that have said that Crow Creek's greens aren't good, they're discolored, there are 7 different grasses in it, all that's BS. Absolute BS.
They were good then.
Fellner and I playing together, and you know Jim Fellner.
Well, he's like me. He's picky.
He doesn't open up his mouth unless he's got something to say.
Yeah.
And then it'll normally be 3 words. First green, we get done, we both make par, go walk off. As we're walking to the cart, he goes, that green was good. Okay. Get to the 11th hole. The par 4, dog leg left.
Mm-hmm.
We both on the green. We both make par. He comes over, he goes, that was good also. So we get on the 12th hole, the par 5, with the water on the right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I never knew this, but there's playable ground over there. Jim kind of doesn't get quite the shoulder through the shot, flails it over into the trees.
Right of the lake.
Right of the lake.
That's right.
On 12. He looks at me and goes, is that out of bounds? No. Can I play that? Yep. He goes, do you mind? I said, no. So I take my clubs, and Patrick DeWitt and I end up walking up through the fairway, and here goes Jim down the street, over into the woods. You see him over there four-wheeling.
Got about 4 clubs in his hands, walking to his ball.
He hollers over at me. He goes, did you see it? And I said, yeah, it's right up there on the point. It's sitting up. It's teed up for you. Lo and behold, he goes up there, hits it back over the lake, back into the fairway, onto the green, 2-putt par.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. And then we walk off the green on 12. What does he say? Now, 12 easily seems to be the most susceptible to damage.
Okay.
And so I held my comments until we got to 12. 12, you got some shade issues. It kind of, the way it's formed, it just has shadows all the time. During the heat of the summer, it just seems to sit there, and even though there'll be a 20-knot wind blowing around it, for whatever reason, that green just doesn't cool off as much.
It's stagnant, yeah.
And 12 always seems to be the weakest. Perfect. It was perfect. Completely covered. The bent grass was great. The ball's rolling true. No problems at all. So, Heather, just for you, sweetheart, anybody that calls you up and says, hey, I want my money back, or hey this, or hey that about Crow Creek, use the little, I guess it would be an anonym or the letters or the initials, but it starts with BS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she said this morning she just sent me a text, and it just came in. Said a guy came in today, and he was complaining about losing balls in Crow's fairways. He was not happy. Said they hadn't cut.
They had cut. Okay.
He said he played on Thursday. So she's like, "What am I supposed to do?" You know.
Everybody around here, barefoot just cut, just this weekend. Okay. Every golf course around here has overseeded. Now, one thing I am going to compliment Crow Creek on. Okay. And Felder and I both were kind of helping each other along with our comments.
Yeah.
About the golf course. And we do this to every place we go. We're our worst, biggest critics. Okay. You've got Grand Strand overseed, and then you've got Crow Creek overseed. And when we went to leave, I had to walk back in because I really thought that I remembered that Joe had overseeded the front foyer in the lobby in the clubhouse. I mean, dude, it is green, lush green from the front door to the back fence. It is gorgeous.
Because she's sending me texts as we're talking, and I understand. My wife's a golf director here in town, and she handles and deals with these folks from up north in Canada and where. I mean, what is she? I mean, do they not understand that when you overseed, you have to let the grass grow in? It's going to be a little.
Otherwise, you rip the roots up.
Yeah, and
I mean, why do it?
And they come in there raising Cain at her, and she has no control of the situation.
Let me tell you what, dude. This week, next week. The stripes were already there in every fairway.
Yeah.
Now, they could have cut them 4 times and still not got all the grass.
Yeah.
So, but let me tell you what. If anybody's going to catch up and have that place manicured, much like my beard and my hair, that'll be Joe at Crow Creek.
That's scary. Yeah. Now, and I agree with you.
Am I right?
I agree with you.
Right?
I do. I totally agree with you. I know what she deals with, and I hear about it every night when she comes home because she gets flustered because people expect Augusta National for, $65, $70. And it blows my mind because.
But hold on a minute. And you bring up a great point. If somebody got an attitude with her, it's almost like every day of their life they play Augusta National.
Yeah.
And then they get put on this. I guarantee you there ain't a course in Myrtle Beach that's worse than where they probably play at home.
Oh, no.
You would agree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But they think because
we don't have bad golf courses.
No. And they're all in.
We're the home of golf.
And even the golf courses that are, you would say the lower tier of all the different ones.
Because of the money?
They're in good shape, though.
They're in good shape, and they overseed, and they're still high, and they're cutting right now.
But, I mean, with rain, water, and you've got to water,
We've had 37 inches of rain.
Yeah, and you have to water the ryegrass to get it to grow.
I'm tired of it, dude. I really am.
Well, do you think she's not?
Oh, yeah. I was going to call her on Saturday and say, Heather, whoever's bothering you, send them to me. Please. Have them call me.
Yeah.
I would love to deal with them.
Oh, she can handle them. I'm not worried about that. But
these people work their tails off here in the Grand Strand to provide a nice green playable surface during the dormant months of wintertime. And they go to great expense to do so.
Yeah.
Great expense. You think these people like filling those mowers up and paying the labor to go out and cut all this grass that during the wintertime normally they wouldn't have to fork out?
Well, and it's like she and I have talked about it too. I mean, look at what we went through with the flooding, with the weather when we got the storm coming through here, and now look at what these superintendents and their staffs have done with these golf courses in a very short period of time since that.
Hats off to all of them.
You got to.
Hats off.
And for them to come in here and complain is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life.
I can see where, this is our weekly or our yearly vacation, and we come down here and we've been looking forward to it. No. I got a real good perspective yesterday, and we're totally off of our review of the week in golf. But yesterday, a couple of guys from Canada came in, and it was their first day, and they looked out on the driving range at Barefoot, and they saw the ruts and where the picker had been, and they said, my gosh, we've been watching y'all's weather, and we're surprised we even got tee times.
Yeah.
They said we had to come because we had our tickets, we had our package.
Everything's paid for, yeah.
Yeah. So, but and now we're getting told that we're not cart path only. We can actually only going to be 2 or 3 holes, cart path only. That's phenomenal. And I told him, I said, dude, what's happened around here is catastrophic.
Mm-hmm.
It's biblical. And for you to even be teeing it up is a miracle. Much less, actually, on many of the holes at many of the courses here in the Grand Strand, they're actually riding fairways now.
I know.
So
it is amazing. No question
it's a miracle.
about it.
It's amazing. So my little rant and rave for Monday morning. I know you don't like it when I do that.
No, that's fine. I appreciate you doing it on Heather's behalf because it'll help her. Because I mean, like I said, she's the one that's catching the brunt of.
Well, it's not just her. It's all the golf directors and the packagers. You know, Dave in the back or whatever. You know, they deal with this because, you know, there are just people that like to complain about everything.
Oh, there's people that want something for nothing and it's never enough.
That's right.
So I mean, that's just life.
That's right. But I'm telling you what, the golf right now in the Grand Strand area, I've been making a lot of phone calls to a lot of friends saying, hey, I know we've been getting a lot of rain or whatever, but y'all got to come see these places. They're phenomenal. And I put a little match together for this week for us.
That's what I hear. I hear I've got the.
And next Monday, folks, be sure to join us because we're going to put together a panel of players, pro and amateur. And we're going to sit here and review our little match coming up later this week.
That makes me a little nervous because I hadn't played in a while, so it'll be one of those things.
I was PGA Tour player. I'm nervous.
Well, hadn't played in a while, so it'll be interesting.
Heather, give him a pill, please. Lord have mercy. So I'm looking forward to that. We're playing at Thistle.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. I'm going to invite Dustin in, the pro there. I'll invite Jeremy, the general manager. I'll invite the new chef. I'll invite the parking attendant. I'll invite everybody, you know. And then we're going to get the players in here. We'll even get Charlie Moore in the house. How about that?
That would be fun.
That'll be like pulling teeth from a rabid pit bull.
But the best part about it is just getting on the golf course and being able to get in Charlie Moore's head.
Ooh, Charlie Moore.
That's a fun thing for me.
Slap that one out there. Ta-ping. Well, I kind of put together in my mind a little match. It'd be you and I against Charlie and, what do you say, Jack? Should we take on Charlie and Jack or maybe Charlie and Jim Merriman?
Either one.
How about Mermaid?
I'll take either one of them.
Okay.
We'll play either one of them.
We will?
I'm not scared.
All right. Money clips coming out. Here we go.
Stand on your head and shake your pockets.
We'll play for whatever falls out. You know, I've been trying to delay here. What are we looking at in Mayakoba?
There's no. They're in a playoff. Graham McDowell, Jason Bone, and Russell Knox, but there is there's nothing to tell us they've even started it. So.
Well, they have. Russell Knox made a 4 on the first hole, and they're playing 18, which is a par 4.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm sitting there waiting for updates. But, again, this tournament has been just the subject of some massive 10-minute storms, folks. I mean, we're talking the rain has moved in. They've had 60 to 70 mile-an-hour winds. They've had as much as an inch of rain in 30 minutes. It has been just torrential downpours, causing them to, again, delay the finish of the second in a row PGA Tour event. So they're finishing up this Monday morning. And then many of these players, like Graham McDowell, for example, and others that are in this field, have now got to jump on a jet when they finish here in Mexico, and they've got to get over to Dubai because the top 60 on the European Tour have now made it to the final event of the European Tour season in the race for Dubai. So it starts tomorrow.
The tournament starts tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you got the Pro-Am and
well, that's easy. That's just their chance to get over their jet lag, so that's not a big deal.
Okay. All right.
Get on a plane, go over there, and play, entertain your folks.
But I'm looking forward to that tournament.
That ought to be a good one.
That's going to be a good one,
yeah.
Especially considering how the chain of events went this weekend on the European Tour. Of course, they were in, again, in Asia, which all the tours have been spending a lot of time in Asia of late. But they're playing a phenomenal golf course there in China. And now, of course, they're headed to Dubai. But I'm going to pull up the screen here, Bud. But
tell me something. How are you going to watch Dubai when your man crush isn't even going to play?
Oh, now, hold on. I lost my headphones. The man crush is over.
No, it's still 2015, is it
No.
not?
No. After he made 6 on 18.
And Sturgio is not playing.
After he made 6 on 18, I went ahead and formally canceled.
So you divorced him.
We are done. I signed the paperwork last night.
Oh, you make me laugh.
We are finished.
Not going to play Dubai.
I sat and watched him make bogey on 16, and I'm going, dude. And then he gets on 17, and he hits it left. Best iron player on tour, and he absolutely pull yanks it left. And then he decides from off the green about 8 yards. No, it wasn't 8 yards. It was 8 feet. He putts it. Worst club in his bag. He could have taken an iron and chipped it up to a foot. But no, he putts it. He comes up 8 feet short. So he got to make an 8-footer for par. Absolutely dead yank pulls it. It doesn't get 3/4 of the way there. So a bogey there. Then he gets up on 18. He snaps one left into the water. Then he drops one. He snaps one into the water again. Then there was all this. I mean, he's holding up 2 guys that actually have a chance, one of which is Tung Jai Jai.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I'm like going, go Tung Jai. Go, baby. That'll just give me an excuse to mention your name 74 times.
The fact that you're sitting there watching him at duck hooks in the wall.
It was like watching divorce court.
Oh, you kill me.
It was like watching. I was calling my lawyer. I was saying, "Oh man, we're gonna have to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it."
It's like getting video on a cheating wife or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
After a solid year of marriage,
We've got the private investigator working hard overtime.
I mean, I have gone out of my way to support Ole, 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 but it's over. It's done. I'm finished.
Personally, I'm glad.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Thank you.
Thank goodness.
So, I mean, now I'm still going to support Azera Munoz this coming week in Naples.
Yeah.
Okay, at Tiburon.
Okay.
So I'm just anxious to see her in warm weather and see what she wears. So, by the way, congratulations, Matthew Fitzpatrick, who ends up winning Player of the Month on the European Tour.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
Played well. I mean,
Yeah,
and I'm
that
just sitting
young
here.
man. So, but to talk about the European Tour and discuss what was happening again, we are sitting here now focused on the year-end event. You're looking at the 60 players left, and of course, which includes one of our favorites, Henrik Stenson.
Yeah.
He just finishes again for his 4th top 5 of the season. You know, there's been 47 tournaments played this year, 26 different countries, and now it basically boils down to this coming week. The check is going to be one of the biggest ever to hand it out on the European Tour. The winner will get over $1.5 million.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right.
But hats off to our young man from Sweden, who ends up picking up his first win this very week. And what a time to do it as he rolls right into Dubai. And he's the one that ends up in the playoff with one Patrick Reed.
You know, it was nice to see Patrick actually play decent.
But Beauregard comes up and says, okay. And Patrick played well, but again, a little bit of nerves on 17. He ends up with a bogey from a 2-foot putt that he did yanks for par. And actually at the time, Patrick was watching the others that he was tied with fall a stroke back, fall 2 strokes back. So all of a sudden he's in the lead, but then he bogeys. He goes back to even, or for the day, he goes back to even. They then both make par on 18, so subsequently they end up in a playoff. Him and this young Sweden, 29 years old. I call him young, but, you know, he's experienced on the European Tour. But he's had over 90 events on the European Tour, and he picks up his first win with Patrick Reed pushing it right on a drive on the par 4 18th, and then not hitting the best of shots, coming up short left into the bunker, And then Patrick hit a great bunker shot, but of course, Beauregard from the fairway ends up putting it about 12 feet away. Very similar to what he had in regulation. This time, in regulation, he came up short, much like Reed did on his birdie putt in regulation. But this time, there was no coming up short. He went ahead and drilled this thing. And it just rolled dead center cup to win with a birdie. Picks up his first tour win. He picks up over $1 million for this week, which I thought was a really nice check.
Now, is Reed going over there to Dubai?
I don't believe so.
Because he's ranked 15th.
European Tour?
Yeah.
Well, then he will be there.
Because, I mean, you look at
I didn't hear mention of it. But,
you've got McElroy, Willett, Justin Rose, Shane Lowry, Louis Oosthuizen, Brandon Grace, who is the person I think is to watch over there.
Mm-hmm.
You got Byung, you've got Tung Jadi, you've got Wiesberger, you've got Dubuisson. That's your top 10 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got Afi Bonrod at 11, Broberg at 12, Svensson at 13, Fitzpatrick 14, Reed at 15, and Stinson at 16.
Mm.
So, Ross Fisher 17. So, I mean, you've got some pretty good players here
and you got Broberg.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for Stephen Gallagher. Bless his heart. He's number 60. As of yesterday, he's playing his last hole, Hugh, which is number 9 in Shanghai. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He bogeys.
He finishes
That
61.
drops him to 61.
Yeah, well, he can go.
That little
He
bogey.
can go enjoy, get ready for Christmas, and buy his kids
Yeah,
presents.
but dude,
and,
I mean, they want to make it to this top 60.
No,
It's a check.
I'm not going to argue that point, but I mean, I think it's gotten to a point. You were talking about Boo earlier, and some other players like you look at Rory. I mean, they're like, man, something's got to happen so we can just take a break and go home. I just want to go home and chill.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're all getting
They're
burned
about
out.
to get a big break.
I think they're all getting burnt out. And this wraparound thing is part of it. They've got to learn to, basically do some organization, and taking their time to set their schedules.
Guys like Reed, for example,
self-discipline.
I mean, yeah, I understand, but I'm saying too, most of these guys now's the time of the year that they're doing the corporate responsibilities. They're playing the events they're getting paid to attend. Mm-hmm. Do they want to go jet hopping all over the world and go from here to there or whatever? The race for Dubai is like the Tour Championship. That's what they're playing for to get to.
Yeah, it's the FedEx Cup of the European Tour. Yeah, we all know that.
That's not getting $1 million just to show up and be in an exhibition.
Yeah.
A little bit different, don't you think, in the planning aspect?
You would think so. But, I mean, like I said, you watch these top players on television, and as late as it is in the year, they look tired. They look burnt out. They're like, Boo Weekly, for example, I want to go sit in the tree. I want to go hunting. You got guys that just want to go
skiing. Boo's one of those guys that would skip the race even if he qualified, he would skip the race in Dubai because if it's turkey season or whatever, he would rather be in the field.
I agree. But that's where people want to go skiing or they want, this is the time of year that you used to say, okay, I don't have to go to tour school. I can go chill out, and then you start back in December getting ready, right after Christmas. And so I think that's what a lot of these guys are struggling with as far as getting ready to go.
I understand. And you know better. I have no clue. You do.
No, just don't go pushing that button.
Let's not get off that, but we have an update. Graham McDowell has won in Mayacopa in Mexico. So Graham McDowell, GMAC, goes down and takes off Russell Knox and Jason Bone. And so he is the winner of the Mayacopa Classic.
Well, and like he was saying, this has been a rough year for him personally and struggling with his golf and everything else. And now all of a sudden, maybe he's getting used to the new baby and how to manage his time and to
the restaurants
do his golf
and everything else that he's got going on. Yeah. So you remember he jumped out into the restaurant business before Tiger did. So, but Tiger can't get out of bed now. So let's go back to the European Tour. You've got the 60 participants pulled up. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and make our picks. You want to take a favorite and then a long shot? Is that how you want to play it?
We can do
a dark
that.
horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Brandon Grace.
Okay. I got to write these down. Brandon Grace.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to take Justin Rose.
It's a good one.
So you got Grace. I got Rose. Who's our dark horse?
Oosthuizen.
Oof. Doggone it.
Hey, Jeff. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them.
That's really cheap. Wow.
Your boy's right there, dude. Number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8's right there. Look. I'll even show you the list. There you go.
I'm not even going to look. All right.
I'd like number 10, too, if I were you. I think that's the dark horse, number 10, actually.
Who's number 10?
Debuisson.
No.
Because he's playing good right now.
He is. He's playing well. He had a good week in China. I tell you, I'm emotional. I'd like to see Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Just knee-jerk, emotional, dark horse Fitzpatrick.
I mean, he is your so-called next up-and-coming man.
But then I've also got to put some credit, even though the putting was pretty questionable. I'm still not sure he's got the right driver, but I got to probably go McIlroy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's you've got to.
Yeah,
you got to.
I'll go ahead and write down McIlroy. But I would really, really like to go Fitzpatrick. But I'm going to go ahead and write Fitz, and I'll let you pick a dark horse.
All right, so then I'll go with Debuisson.
Okay. All right.
So that gives us 3 good players that are all right there within the top 15, and
right.
There's our picks.
Okay. I'm good. I'd love to see little Fitzpatrick win it. That would just be phenomenal. And that would pretty much shore up his position on the European Ryder Cup team.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
So the women, dude, big week for them. They're up on their tour championship. They're ready to go for the CME Globe.
Yep.
And interestingly, folks, if you haven't caught up on this, NB Park goes out and wins her 17th title, LPGA title. She wins for the 5th time this year.
Yeah.
This year. She's now only 500 points behind Lydia Ko, which we really thought Lydia was going to be like Bernhard Langer of years past with the Charles Schwab Cup and run away with this puppy. But that is not the case. And if you sit and break down the participation points, the finish points, positional points, money, if you break everything down, look at the top 10 players on the CME Globe list of rankings right now. Anywhere from 9 and to 1, which Lydia Ko is leading, but from 9 to 1 can win the CME Globe. And the $1 million bump. Now, Lydia, we know, is still saving up for that purse for her mom. You would think after $10 million, she'd go ahead and pull the string on it.
Yeah.
You
would.
But a $1 million kicker, which she received last year, is a nice little year-end prize, especially for the girls.
It is. It is.
And so this is going to be they're playing Tiburon in Naples, okay? Tiburon is a great Greg Norman golf course. It's at many points of the course, it's laid out right there in front of you. It looks like you got 2 aircraft carriers parked side by side on some of these fairways.
Yep.
But then you've got others that because of bunkering, marsh, water hazards, and things of that sort, you may have a 20-yard wide landing area. So Tiburon has the, grip it and rip it. Also, it has the you better watch what you're hitting off the tee boxes. And in all the green surfaces, there are either bulldozers, elephants, or small animals buried in them.
But it's a golf course where, like you said, you've got to manage your golf ball. Mm-hmm. You can stand there and grip it and rip it, but you've got to know where it's going.
And I think the LPGA, just for television purposes, are going to make 2 of the holes, one front, one back. Depends on television coverage, how many cameras they send. But they'll make at least 2 of the holes possibly drivable for the big hitters. And which we all know Lydia Ko is not long, but she's not short. But NB Park is not long, but she's not short. But then you got the Suzanne Pattersons and the others that just rear back and just let it go. So it's going to be interesting in the fact that basically the top 9 players in the rankings leading into this event, all of them have the opportunity to win the CME Globe. And so they can pick up that extra $1 million.
I think it could be something very interesting to watch if, folks want to get in and check this out. And, after looking at the results from this past week in Mexico City, I mean, I'm proud of one of my former students, Maria Jose Uribe. She finishes up there tied for 6th and played well. So, this would be an interesting field to watch and see what happens.
Well, we've either had Lydia Ko win 5 times. We've had MB Park win 5 times. Do we just go ahead and put this in their laps and watch number 1 and number 2 in the points just battle it out with one another? Now, the organizers of the tournament have already paired them up for the first 2 days.
Do I behave or do I go for it?
Let me have it.
I mean, how many people are in this field?
Was there 70?
And you're just going to go ahead and give it to these 2 to shoot out for it?
No, I'm asking you. Do we go ahead and just –
No. Lydia Ko could go out there and play like crap, and so could MB Park.
Okay. All right. So
there's 68 other people in this field.
Okay, so let's
Yes, they are the ones that are at the top that have the best chance to win this $1 million. Great, but there's another 7 people that have an opportunity.
Okay, I've got my paper here in front of me. All right. Hit me with it, Pro.
Well, I'd like to find the list of the players in the field first.
Well, okay.
Give me a second.
All right.
I got
I've already
the tournament
written mine down.
I mean, I'm picking Kimmy for sure. IK? Yes.
IK?
Absolutely.
No, I know I got you there. All right.
And then
my girl will kill your girl.
And I'm going with
I went with Lydia Ko.
I'm going with the Wicked Witch of Sweden.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Cop an attitude and just kick butt and take names.
Yep.
Okay.
Cruella will win. She's got a really good shot to win.
Really?
Suzanne Patterson, yes. Cruella DeVille.
Wow. All right. I wrote it down.
And then I want Christy Kerr.
Yeah. Well, Christy had another good week at the Lorena Ochoa Invitational. And, again, another top 10 for her. So, do you want her as a dark or do you want
You can put Kimmy as the dark, and I'll go with the other 2. Kimmy hadn't played much. She played decent this week.
So Kim's your dark.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll move her down. Now, who do you want 1?
Patterson.
Okay. So that's 1. And then you want Kerr as 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Wicked Witch of the East and Wicked Witch of the West.
Okay.
I'm going with 2 of the biggest, nastiest people on that tour. They'll be the first ones to throw it out there.
Okay, I've got Ko, and I'm taking Park.
Well, you knew that. He's going with Hey, okay. Hey, that's where the bookies see him coming into Vegas going, just light him up, give him what he wants.
I feel sorry for Jimmy because Bubba's not in the field.
Yeah.
I didn't see his name on the list.
Oh,
so
Lord.
I don't know who Jimmy's going to pick. I have no clue. All right, dude. So I got Cohen Park. You've got Patterson and Kerr.
Yep.
With IK as your dark horse.
Yep.
I've got to come up with a dark horse. Who should I pick?
You might as well pick your woman crush.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Azera Munoz.
See, it's predictable, folks. I'm sorry. It's easy to bait him.
Man, I'm gonna have to TiVo every one of the shots she's in. I need to build an archive, You
make me laugh, dude.
I know, dude. Thanks for coming in. It's been a lot of fun.
It has been.
TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, much more. Need help with your next golf vacation?
Just call Dave.
Hashtag just call Dave, or you can get in touch with us by phone right here. Dave's in the back right now, ready to answer your call. 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, click on the radio or the TGD TV tabs in the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1
billion
devices at iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Periscope, Catch.me, Blueberry, and, of course, the Myrtle Beach Golf app. For George Honeycutt, Hugh Roy III, Jeff behind the glass, we want to thank all of you for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful golfing week, and don't go anywhere because there's a lot more golf news and information coming up next.